Hi, it's Susan Short with Family Beautiful and FBTV. Have we got an exciting show today for you? We are going to be talking with the Righteous Brothers, Bucky Heard. We're going to hear about his journey, how he came to work with Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers, and what they're doing now. Let's take a look. So how you doing today? Welcome, Bucky.
I am doing great. And Susan, thank you so much for having me on. We've been trying to make this happen for a while. Both of us are pretty busy.
Absolutely, for a few months, but I just want to start with showing you something.
Oh God, don't make me throw up this early in the morning. You have a lot more. Are you a Bama fan?
I am. My son goes to University of Alabama Law
Oh,
School.
wow. Well, it is a great school. I mean, I'm from Alabama, and we went to my brother, sister, and I all went to Auburn,
Right.
and that's for folks out there that might not know. That's the biggest rivalry in the country in college football, in my opinion. Been around the longest. The Iron Bowl's been around what, since the 1800s or something. Uh,
Yeah.
but
War
and
Eagles versus Roll Tide,
oh,
right?
see, I was at the game this year at the Iron Bowl when
Were
you
you?
guys had 4th and 31 and beat us.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a nail biter. The whole season was a nail biter and all the controversy and everything. Yeah, it's
But
interesting.
wait, and Saban retiring, man.
Tiring. I know. They had some sort of meme where this person that was a really big football fan, a female, she was like crying. It sounded
Yeah,
like,
no, it
yeah.
was like, yeah, it's like the half the state of Alabama just deflated when he found that news out. Is your son's in law school? How much longer does he have to
Yes,
before
he's in his second year. He has another year and a half. Yeah.
does he like is he liking the campus and everything?
He does. He loves it. I've been up there several times, although today I don't think he's liking it that much because I think it was like 10 degrees
Oh,
this morning when he had to go to his first class, and it's going
we're
to
not
be,
equipped for that down there.
yeah, they're not equipped for
And
that.
my wife is from Winnipeg, and so the snow. The first time I went up to visit her family,
Uh-huh.
it was 8 foot snow drifts, like 8 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And so she comes down to Alabama to visit my family the first time, and it was wintertime, and we got a 1/4 inch of snow on the ground. And my mom, she said, "You can't drive in this." She was worried we're gonna have. They just don't. We don't get the snow down there, man. Everybody locks down. One flake comes, and we're in.
I know. Yeah, I hear you. It's been very cold. It's been a cold winter, oddly cold winter. So anyway, enough about Alabama. So you went to Auburn, you majored in theater, much to the chagrin of your family, and then you moved to Branson after that. Were you inspired by one particular thing when you were growing up or music? I know that your family were big classic rock and roll fans, Elvis, something like that. Do you think that shaped your musical tastes or your love for music?
Well, my mom bought me my first album, and it was Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits.
Okay.
And her and Elvis shared the same birthday, and my mom was the biggest Elvis fan on the planet. She had gone to see him as a teenager. She had a scarf of his that my grandma got rid of at a yard sale, which
Oh,
was a big sore spot in the family for many years. But 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 yeah, and her and my dad used to have on Saturday nights. They would, when I was a kid, they would invite all their friends over, and they would be dressed up in poodle skirts and leather jackets, and they would play the old reel to reels. They dumped all their albums onto reel to reel, so they could just put an 8 hour reel to reel on it, and they would. It's kind
that's
of stuck
fun.
up. So I got to hear all these great artists. Everything from Jackie Wilson to uh, you know all through the 60s, Sly and the Family Stone, and of course the Righteous Brothers. And in 1974, my mom bought me a 45 of Rock and Roll Heaven, which was the Righteous Brothers' big hit that year. And that was the first time that I really had gotten introduced to the Righteous Brothers. It was one of their later hits, and I wore that record out to the point where she had to buy me a second one. And I would sit up in my room and try to emulate Bobby, and it was just so weird when I think back on it, you know.
Yeah.
And that was my favorite song. And so and then Glenn Campbell, and then I heard about this group that puts makeup on, and I fell in love with the group Kiss, which is totally opposite of but it was the dramatics and the theatrics of Kiss that I liked. And then when once I got into college, I studied some classics. I did some opera, and I got my theater. I was a geology major. I needed a year and a half to get my geology degree, and I dropped out of school and went on the road with a rock band.
Wow.
And we toured the Southeast, too much to my parents' chagrin. And the group broke up. I came groveling home. Worked at Shoe City for a stint. No, that's the bottom rung of the shoe stores. They don't even put both shoes out there. They put one. You have to go in the back and get the other shoe. So yeah, hit rock bottom, and I knew I was running away from what I wanted to do. My dad was a doctor, family doctor down in my little hometown of Dadeville, Alabama, and I just didn't think he'd be proud of me and want me to go into music. So I kind of decided on my second love, which I was always into rocks and minerals and fossils and all that and caving, and so I kind of went from rock to rock. I came back. I told my dad, I said, I want to get my theater degree. And he said, great. He goes, why didn't you do that to begin with? I said, because I didn't think you'd be proud of me. And he said, son, I just want you to be happy. So I went back to Auburn immediately. I transferred all my credits. So I had all my electives done with my geology stuff. So I had 2 years of nothing but theater classes, costume construction, theater tech, voice and diction classes. I mean, all theater. I got out in 2 years. I went to work in a rep theater, and then I jumped on the cruise lines. I worked for Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines doing review shows for 4 years. So I got to sing all those Broadway stuff that I'd grown up loving to do. And I kept hearing about Branson, Missouri on the ship. And I've been on the ship for 4 years. I met who was to be my future wife. She was a performer on the ships. And
I love Royal Caribbean, by the way. I've taken a bunch of cruises. Yeah, they're great. They just launched their latest ship, Icon of the Seas.
Yeah.
The biggest cruise ship in the world. It's insane.
Well, see, the first ship I got on was in January the 6th of 1990. I was the second cast in a Broadway review show hired by Miller Reese Productions out of Miami to go on the biggest ship in the world, which at that time was the Sovereign of the Seas.
Yeah, I think I've been on that.
Yeah, and then I went to Europe twice. I brought 2 ships across the Atlantic for Royal Caribbean, the Monarch and the Majesty. And we were just on the Navigator last week, which is pretty cool.
I've been on the Navigator. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, pretty cool ship.
The cruise is the best.
Oh, it is. Yeah. They're getting so massive now that it's like, you almost forget you're on a ship. It's like you're in a big hotel.
Yeah. I've actually taken a small boat. I mean, we're digressing from Ushuaia, Argentina to Punta Arenas, Chile through the Beagle Channel. It's basically, you don't go to Antarctica, but it's the very tip of South America.
Oh, how amazing was that?
That's amazing. It's really
that's a once in a lifetime, something special.
It is. But the ship has great food, but it doesn't have any bells and whistles. You have to go get to the gym. You have to go outside. It's freezing cold and, generally rainy. And, it's kind of like an expedition situation.
But you can say you've been to somewhere that most people haven't had the opportunity to even think about going to.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. People can't even pronounce Ushuaia, Argentina. It's actually a duty-free zone. Yeah. I got some great clothing there.
I bet. We're going on a cruise. We're on a working cruise with a saxophone. You may have heard his name is Dave Koz.
I love Dave Koz. Yeah.
He's incredible. We're going to be part of his lineup, and I think it's the Dave Koz Cruise 2024. If anybody's interested in looking at it, but we were supposed to go to. I was going to be able to check a lot of things off my bucket list because we were supposed to be going to Cairo, Egypt, and to Jerusalem and also to Turkey, but with this, with what else happened in the Middle East and all that, we're now, it's not a bad secondary run. We're doing Malta and Sicily and the Greek Isles, and for 2 weeks.
Wonderful. Yeah,
we'll be out for 2 weeks. I've never been in that area of Europe, so really excited about that. I made Bill go. He's 83. He's like, this trip's, I don't know. I'm like, look, dude, you got to take a bullet for your brother and go.
Yeah.
Wow, that was an incredible journey of Bucky Heard of the Righteous Brothers. What an amazing talent, terrific guy. We really enjoyed talking to him. He's going to be here the beginning of March at the Van Wezel with the Righteous Brothers and Bill Medley. Make sure to check out BuckyHeard.com. Thanks for watching FBTV. We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on X, and TikTok and YouTube. We'll see you next time.